Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, May the 25th, and happy Memorial Day. Welcome to today's broadcast of Surrounded by Love. And first of all, I would like to begin with taking a pause to remember our fallen servicemen and women and those that have fallen to COVID 19. So we're just going to take a pause for a moment to remember those lives that were lost. I believe in our country we're really close to having 100,000 deaths due to the virus. So we're just going to take a moment to pause in respect of the lost loved ones. So my topic for today is, are you ready for change? Are you ready for change? Because as of now, I'm quite sure you've seen how much life has changed. A lot of states are starting to, like we would like to use this term, come online. Things are starting to open. People are starting to get back out, like going shopping, going to stores, going to restaurants. Some people going back to work, some are not. So are you ready for the change that has taken place? What you're seeing now are the results or the effects of the change that have happened. They're now being displayed for you and I to see, for us to experience together. So are you ready and are you prepared for that? Are you prepared mentally? Like, how are you formatting and how are you navigating mentally with the changes that have been made? Because even going to the store now is different. If you've been to any department stores, I mean, as we talked about last week, like everyone has a sale. So even when you go into the department stores, everything is different. If you go to your favorite restaurant, if you have gone out to eat or dine at a restaurant, that has changed. The formation of the floor plans of the seating arrangements have changed drastically. They can only allow so many people. And here in New Orleans, it has to be by reservation only. So those are the effects of the change that have taken place. Is only so many people that can be allowed in so many square foot of a space. You have to wear face coverings, or is strongly recommended. Are you ready for the change? Have you mentally prepared yourself? Are you formatting that in your mind that yes, you're still alive and we are grateful that you are still alive, but have you developed in your mind a plan to continue on? Because you can't go back to the way it was. It's not going to happen. The times have changed. We're just seeing the beginning of the effects of it. So my thing is we're going to prepare together. And in order to become prepared or be ready for the more that you're going to see, and everything is not negative because it is positive that comes out of situations. God is very intentional about your life. Nothing catches him by surprise. So the first thing you need to do is declutter. And for some of us, decluttering could be in a physical sense. And when I say physical, meaning in your living space, in your home. If you have old things that you know you probably can't wear, no longer can fit. Maybe you have been dieting while you have been on this break that we all have had while you've been quarantining or social distancing. You can get rid of those. There's Goodwill or Salvation Army or any um, homeless shelter, domestic violence shelter that you know of. You can donate those items. Or Well, that probably would be the best thing to do. Or if you know if someone may be in need of them, give them away. If you no longer have any use, that's a way to declutter. Probably move some things around. If it's some things that you know you need to discard of or shred or clean out your home workspace, like your home office. A lot of you will probably be working from home. So those are things you can do to prepare, because it may be you may work home for an extended period of time. And if your company allows it, if you go back in the office, it probably won't be every day. It just may be 1 or 2 days a week, and for the remainder of your time, you'll be working from home. So you will want to have your space organized to where you can still function as if you were sitting at your desk or at your cubicle inside of your office. The next thing we can do to prepare for the change that has happened is prioritizing our day. Making a to-do list so that way you can accomplish all the things you need to do in a day, because time is very precious, as we see, and it waits for no one. So if you know there are things that you must do or that you need to accomplish, if you're in school, you have assignments, just don't waste the day away. Sometimes we do need a break, but don't just be idle. Just make your list, complete your task, and just keep moving, because you don't want to just settle into being lazy or just being, just laying around or just going with the flow, because it won't be this way forever. But things have changed. And in order for you to receive the things that are coming to you, and not so much as receive it, but being prepared for it, you have to get yourself in order. It's not so much as when it comes, oh, I'm going to be ready, because a lot of times when it does come, you'll be overwhelmed because it'll catch you off guard and by surprise. So you have to be intentional about the results that you want to see, the change that you want to have, because for a lot of us, it's here. It's already here. It's not something that you're waiting for. It's not something so far off and distant. It's right in front of you. If your eyes are open and you're in tune with yourself, you'll see it's there. So now is the time for you to start getting yourself together. Start getting yourself in motion. Another thing you can do to be ready, or to, I would like to say, welcome the change that's already here. You need to make time to feed your spirit. You can do that in the beginning of your day, however you see fit. Listening to a song, could be worship music, whatever you choose, saying your prayers, reading scripture, to feed yourself, to build yourself up, because that's what's going to keep you going, because it'll be more things to come that may be surprising to some and not so much to others. It's so much information that's being released now. Even, let's say, for example, the children going back to school. That's going to be completely different. The guidelines that they have set up, even for the seating arrangements, for the arrangements on how the kids are to be on school bus, if your children ride the bus, or even if you bring them, I'm quite sure when you drop them off, if you choose to send your kids back, that's going to be different. It's not going to be the same. From what I read, it didn't appear as if like they would be providing lunch as we were accustomed to them doing. They would have to bring lunch from home, or if they provide it, it'd be something already packaged and sealed. Change. That's here. These decisions have been made. So now the process is in putting it into place, so that way when it's time for it, they'll already have these things set in place, and they just have to go by the guidelines that have already been made. And that's what we need to do. If organizations can prepare and put policies in place for employees to follow, to operate according to the guidelines that's set forth by the government, you can do the same for your life. because we all want it to be a success. No one wants to fail. So, what I'm saying is just these little tidbits so you can invest in yourself so you yourself will be successful and achieve the success that you so desire. Also, you have to make time to feed your mind. And when I say feed your mind, not just watching TV or watching consistent news cycles, ingesting all of that in your mind, in your spirit, because it would make you anxious and very depressed. A lot of the information they give out, I think it could be related to information overload because it can cause you to be depressed, anxious, and worrying about things that is beyond our control. You pray about things and you have to move on because answers will come, but you have to also focus on the tasks that are ahead of you. If you allow yourself to just ingest that, it'll cripple you and you will stay or remain stagnant in the situation that you're in. So when things begin to open back up, an an opportunity can be presented to you and you'll miss it because you're just stuck in your mind. You have allowed yourself to become trapped by everything you have taken in. And feeding your mind can also be like reading things that will motivate you, cause you to think, for you to change your patterns of thought. Just because something pops up in your head, you don't have to allow that to take root in your mind. Something may pop up for you to say. You don't have to say it, especially if it's going to be hurtful or detrimental to someone else. You do not have to allow that to come out of your mouth. You don't even have to allow that thought to take root into your mind. You can control that. We have to become aware of ourselves. We spend a lot of time pointing the finger at people, but we need to look at what we do and how we act and react and the energy that we give off to others. For us to be successful and to move forward is just some things that we have to do, and it really starts with us. Starts with you, starts with me as well. We have to get ourselves together. So those were just my thoughts for today. And I know I was gone for a couple of days, but we had a little family celebration for my son who has now completed high school. And I'm just so excited for him and just excited to see what this next step of life is going to be for him. So again, congratulations to all of my graduates for the class of 2020. And I believe there are going to be remarkable things and opportunities ahead for you all that we have never seen before. So what I need for you all to do for me now is press that subscribe button on my YouTube channel, Surrounded by Love. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is @DLizCaesar, and that is the @ D as in Danielle, LIZ as in zebra, C as in Charles, EA, S as in Sam, ER as in Robert. You can also subscribe to me on Patreon. If you have any questions or any suggestions for any future topics, you're more than welcome to email me. And that email address is surroundedbylove20@gmail.com. Again, that email address is surroundedbylove20@gmail.com. Thank you for your time. And we'll see you again, or I'll see you again on tomorrow.